All right, yeah, we'll be in touch. Welcome to the Debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here. Just done a gig in Wonthaggi with Dave Hughes, comedy legend.
Hello, appreciate that.
And Brad Oakes is in the back seat.
Well, as I usually am.
Yeah, you've been in the back giving comments. Oh, geez, nearly had an accident.
Let's not have an accident.
Yeah, I'm
mate.
not gonna have an accident.
Oh, God, you two have started already.
People are worried. Occasionally they
Yeah,
tweet.
but Dave is not the best driver with full concentration while he's doing his own radio show or podcast.
Mate, pilots speak while they're up in the air.
Mate, can I just say g'day to... Wait.
I'm going to wait.
Can I say g'day to Matt Walsh, who's a big fan of the podcast. Matt's son Noah is in the same year as my son Raph, so...
Good on Matt.
Matt, yeah.
There's some of your fans, Hughesy. Give him a beep.
They were great.
They were down the front.
Front row. The guy Instagrammed me, said they were there 3 years ago, and gave me some local info about...
Yeah, what did he say to mention?
Teenage pregnancies.
Yes.
They're way up, apparently, from already a high level.
Kids aren't using protection.
No, the protection's out, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, that's just crazy.
No more smell of burning rubber, eh?
Well,
No.
I mean, let's hope that they
Well,
use
one thing he's always had
lubrication.
because we've got a beach house. My dad bought a block of land at Cape Patterson, which is 10 minutes down the road here.
It's in your book.
It's in my book. He bought a block of land for $800 in 1970. So
With his Vietnam money.
yeah, well, his Air Force money, yeah, and now it's worth a lot of money. Anyway,
There's Cape Patterson.
yeah, Cape Patterson's 10 minutes from here.
So that's an area
That's beachside. Well, you know Inverloch.
I know
Because
Inverloch. My in-laws have had trouble selling their house in Inverloch.
Really?
Yeah, mate, the boom is come and gone, basically. I mean, they sold it, but, they wanted to maximise their profit. When it was,
Was it close to the beach?
Yeah, it was real close.
That's interesting. Yeah. But it's harder to sell beach houses. That's always in those financial bits of the paper where they say they're a bad investment.
Mate, every second house is bloody for sale in Inverloch.
You're an investor. You recently bought a house on a TV show. Would you buy a...
I didn't buy a holiday house, though. I don't own a holiday house, so...
You bought a house on a TV show.
Yeah, don't you watch the block, mate? Don't you read the Herald Sun?
Mate, it was on the front of the Herald Sun. My wife said, don't tell anyone. It was, it's all very short-lived, that publicity, but...
Right, it was big for a while.
It was big for a while. It was a talking point. No doubt. Now I've got a house, which is being rented out, thank God.
Now everybody knows I don't read the Herald Sun.
Mate, yeah, or follow my own Instagram, or,
Twitter, Facebook.
Uh,
Hughesy was called a blockhead, which is apparently a compliment. I thought it was an insult, but...
Mate, stop trying to undermine what was a great decision.
Yeah. How spontaneous was that decision?
It was... look, I'd organised a buyer's advocate the night before. I mean, I can't walk past an open, or I can't drive past an open for inspection without having a sticky beak, and so that is I live 5 minutes away, so it's around the corner from my house. What else?
You love property.
Me and Kate Langbrook had already been on the show, that series. We'd been invited into the 5 houses to have dinner.
Yeah.
So I'd seen the houses, but I probably still didn't think I was going to buy one, but then, I did.
So you didn't actually bid, the buyer's advocate bid it, did he? Or?
He did, yeah. I was next to him. I was giving him the eyeballs about whether to keep going on. And then they had a break, and then we had a chat, a little bit of debrief.
An ad break? Or what do they have a break for?
A break, because that's what happens at auctions, mate.
When they go and talk to the owner.
The auctioneer goes, I need to talk to my, whatever.
And then he comes and goes, it's on the market. It's actually on the market.
In the break, he said, I thought, shit, I'm going to end up buying this. My wife had not responded to my text messages.
Yeah.
And it was quite stressful afterwards, after they knocked it down to me, because she just would not respond.
No, she sent you a sad face, didn't she? Emoji.
An upside down happy face, which is
I've never seen that. That was the first time I've ever seen that.
First time I'd ever seen it.
Hughesy, can I ask, so you were just making eye contact with the advocate?
Yeah, but enough that you
So if a car backfired as it went past, that surprised you, that could have cost you $5,000.
Mate, yeah, I mean, it all cost me money.
At this stage, $5,000 wouldn't be a problem, Brad. It was high.
No, you do have to, you've got to come up with the money, so...
Yeah, it's true.
So it's an interesting one. I mean, I just hope it gets rented out for the next 5 years.
At least.
Yeah, maybe the next 30 years, actually.
That'll be good. That'll be good, yeah, because my partner did ask me, why does it usually buy a beach house? I said, because they're bad investments.
Well, but maybe not. Maybe they're great investments. Depends where you buy them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everyone else is a property. Everyone else. You hear about all these stories about. I mean, Bitcoin. Is Bitcoin collapsed yet? I need Bitcoin to collapse.
Yeah, I know.
To feel good about life.
Yeah. My teenage son keeps going, Dad, remember when I asked to buy $50 in Bitcoin and you wouldn't let me? Now it's worth millions of dollars. I could be a millionaire now. I'm like, no, you couldn't.
He actually could.
Oh, really?
Yes,
oh.
he could.
He was talking about that.
When did he talk about that?
Oh, ages ago.
What, years?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, probably a year, 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah, well, a year would.
Yeah, when can you get a Bitcoin of $50?
Yeah, but I don't even understand how Bitcoin works.
Mate, apparently, if you had bought $50 worth of Bitcoin 5 years ago, it's now worth 10 million.
What?
It's just a golden aeroplane. That's all it is.
Oh, a golden aeroplane. That's an old scheme, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. And if you're lucky, you make some money before it, because it just regularly goes down.
I remember golden aeroplane. And people asked you to invest some money. It was like $100, wasn't it? Or
and that's how bad my reputation of how bad I am with money. No one ever asked me to do it, even when it was really popular. They just go, no, don't worry.
I've got a Bitcoin app on my phone.
Have you bought Bitcoin?
No, I've not. And we talked about it on the radio probably about at least 6 months ago, and we had people ring us about it, and I never bought any of it. And since then, it's gone up a lot. It's now worth $13,559. It went down 13% yesterday.
Yeah, right. And what did it start off as, though? That amount of money?
Well, let's have a look for the year. No, let's have a look for the.
How much are they moving?
It's gone up in 1 year. It's gone up 1,025%.
But that could just be press. You don't know if they're selling at all.
Yeah, but
no, I think they are. I think you can. So 1,025% in 1 year.
But when you sell,
it's a lot, isn't it?
When you sell,
the bank right now gives you interest of about 1%.
Yeah. But
so if I had to put all my money in Bitcoin a year ago, I wouldn't have to have gone to. I didn't have to go to one, but I would have gone to one thaggy anyway.
Yeah, because you love it. You love it, mate. You love stand-up.
Hanging out with mates.
Imagine the emojis you get from your wife. You put all your money into Bitcoin. you get the poo one. Not happy about that.
It's had a bad month, Bitcoin. It's been down 21% in the month.
Have you got any shares?
Yeah.
How many shares? You got a lot of what do you go? Blue chip or?
Mate, I've had a lot of BHP, and you know what? I've talked about this on radio, but why are BHP doing ads?
My wife said that. Why do they advertise?
You know why?
Like I'm sitting around going, I wouldn't mind buying some iron ore.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know why? Because mining's on the nose.
Yeah, but who are they advertising? They're not Chinese investors sitting at home, are they? Watching their ads.
Well, they're trying to influence politicians, are they? Yeah. But as a shareholder, if there was a meeting on and I could get to it in the next couple of weeks, I would put my hand up and say, why are you spending shareholder money on TV ads?
Yeah.
But then I'm conflicted, though, because we've got the show coming on Channel 10, and they may be buying ads on Channel 10.
Oh, yes.
And so if that's true, I would put my hand up and say, spend more money on ads on Channel 10.
What about Channel 10? Yeah, that is funny that they advertise. That's very odd.
We talked about on radio the other day, and I tried to check whether they're doing ads for radio. If they were doing ads on the radio station, I'd feel bad about saying why they're doing ads.
But have you ever gotten in trouble on the radio? I know I have for mentioning, for rubbishing businesses and.
Yeah, absolutely. Kate more likely than me. Kate Langbrook, I do the radio with.
Yes.
She's more likely to not be aware.
I do remember when I worked with you and Kate, because we were the original Nova Melbourne team.
Yes.
Hughesy, Kate and Dave, and we were doing a thing at Science Works. And we were doing a live to air from Science Works, but they weren't happy with the way we were selling Science Works, and some of the people in charge were lesbians, and Kate actually said on air, so back off, lesos. Back off.
Yeah, when she's used to the term lesos, I think. I mean, she thinks she's... I'm uncomfortable as the way that her colloquial... What's the word? Her nicknames for certain sections of the population.
Yes.
I'm slightly uncomfortable with it, but he seems to get away with it through her charm.
Well, do you remember one time we had La Porchetta ads, and I said,
Can I go back to Science Works? I really do like Science Works.
Yeah, we all love Science Works,
Great thing for your kids. Go take them to Science Works.
Germ Works. I say Office Works is just as good. That's what I say to kids because it's closer to my house. Just as good, kids.
No, it's not. Well, I haven't been for a while, but Science
Works is good. You'll get a cold, but that's cool. There's a lot of
you get a cold, whatever you freaking do. What happened to La Porchetta?
We said they're a good family restaurant, and I said, and I do mean a family restaurant. As in mafia. Right. And I had to apologise to them on air.
Did you?
No, I did. It was me.
On our show?
Yes.
You weren't on Vega by now?
No, it was Nova.
I can't remember that at all.
Anyway, because
how did you apologise? What did you say?
I don't know if I had to ring the guy or.
Would you have to say, "I'm sorry for inferring that
there's
you're
mafia
run by the mafia"?
Yeah.
That would be a fish.
But you think that would make it worse, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I know. It would bring up the possibilities. I had to apologise to the Wiggles when I was on 3RRR, the community station, because I called them a pack of a-holes on air, and I said a-holes.
But you had to apologise to the Wiggles.
Yeah.
What were you on?
Triple R, and it was Kate Langbrook who I said there's a children's group and they're difficult to deal with. They're a pack of a-holes apparently, and Kate goes, "Oh, you mean the Wiggles?" I'm like, shut up.
But that's a really... Why did you say they were that difficult?
I can't remember.
Did you know for sure they were difficult?
Yeah.
How did you know?
Well, no, I was working on a TV show.
Well, do we have to apologise now for this?
Man, it was a long time ago.
Like, the Wiggles were really big. They're probably...
they're probably listening. They're probably monitoring me.
I think they're great.
They're awesome.
I mean, I'm happy. I'd be involved. But now they're all retired, aren't they?
Except one of them.
Yeah.
Anthony. No, he just sort of hangs around like they
are. Very white teeth.
Yeah, he's like a mature age student at a uni class. It's a bit weird.
His teeth are very white.
Yeah, I know. You would have met him over the years. He's pretty intense.
I don't know if I have met him.
Have you seen Sam Kekovich's teeth on the what's the name, Mazda ad?
No. Kekovich.
Oh, they're not.
What's he had done? He's had something done, or?
He's had it done, but I think he's had it done in Asia.
Which is popular. Yeah, my neighbour's had that done. Yeah.
Like while he's talking, everything on his face moves, but his top teeth don't move.
Now
They're so wide, I had to adjust my telly.
Both of you would have worked with Sam Kekovich.
Yep.
And he turns up to every gig I've ever done with him. I hope he's not going to sue me, but he turns up and he goes, "David, I know I'm meant to be going on last, but I have to go on first because I've got a corporate in Adelaide."
Yeah. Or
I'm like, I go to him, "You said that last time."
Right.
Yeah, I do a lot of corporates in Adelaide, so I'll go on first.
Well, he probably does do some corporates in Adelaide. I mean,
jeez.
Yeah, but what he does is he goes on.
Yeah, obliterates the room, smashes it.
Out of the room.
Yeah.
And you haven't got a chance.
The best one I heard was when he went on at a footy club before Limo, and Limo told me this, and he went, "All right, I've got to go, corporate in Adelaide." And so he introduces Limo and leaves, but then so Limo goes on stage, and then Kekovich turns up in the doorway and goes, "I've actually forgotten a story," and then stood in the doorway and told the story while Limo stood on stage. Like,
that's not good.
No, that's not good.
I mean, how many stories? You've given him enough stories, Sam.
Sam, exactly.
Tell that one the next time you're there.
Exactly.
Without feeling paranoid.
Yes. Now, Hughesy, because you were actually my first guest on this podcast, but the technical... I used you as a test guinea pig and it didn't work.
So this is my first time on the show?
Yeah, this is your first time. Because that one didn't work. Didn't I tell you?
The one that we bloody were tweeting Rebel Wilson.
Yeah, that was great too.
She was getting back to us in
I know. Because you were...
Basically tapped right into Hollywood.
Yeah, we were like... Well,
I asked whether she remembered you. Is that right?
Yeah, because I did a scene in Pizza with her where I played a footy umpire. And I thought she was real. I thought... Yeah. Again.
And Brad, I tweeted her whether she remembered him, and she remembered it. She remembered the whole incident.
Yeah, she goes, "You thought I was real?" Yeah, because I thought she was a genuine... She played Tula, her Bib's girlfriend.
Yeah, right.
I thought she was a genuine... I thought they just pulled off the street.
I'm so sad that they didn't go to air.
Well, it's going to air now.
No, but we were live tweeting there. It had a certain...
We were. You're right.
It's lost something in translation.
And then we went to the drive-through at Geelong and the woman said someone just came through standing on their roof. Again. Great content. Lost. Because of my technical... Well, I should have tested out
the roundabout here, mate.
Was that a roundabout?
Slow down.
Is that a roundabout?
It's a really big roundabout.
I know, it's a Phillip Island one. I know.
It's a big roundabout, mate.
Mate, I know.
You've still got to slow down.
I know. That's all right. Okay, I do this podcast all the time. Never crashed.
The first time.
First time. Look at this guy.
But let's touch wood. I believe in touching wood.
Oh, you believe in
The
that?
only belief I've got is touch wood.
Touch plastic.
Who else touches wood?
I touch wood.
Saw someone touch wood. Someone famous was touching wood on something I was watching today.
George Clooney.
No, what was it? I was watching something and someone famous touched wood.
I'd have a Viagra if I wanted to touch wood.
Hey.
Bam. Special comments.
Brad Oates. Brad Pitt. Now, on this
Hard not to get the two mixed up.
On this podcast, I always try to remember where I first met the person. Pretty sure I met you, Hughes, at the Espy Hotel.
Yeah, right.
You did a lot of gigs there, didn't you, early on?
I did, yeah. It would have been 1995.
95.
Yeah, would have been there, or the Armadale Hotel, or the...
Could have been the Armadale.
Or the... Where else?
Elbow Grease.
No, that was a bit later.
No, that was a bit later, yeah.
My first gig was the Inkerman Hotel.
The Ink Spot.
Ink Spot.
Run by Stig Wimmis.
Yeah.
Is that run by Stig? Oh, yeah, right.
Stig.
Ed Flack.
Ed Flack, Ray Matson.
What were they called? The Dudley?
They're called, they had a name, a double act.
The Diddleys or the...
Something like that.
Something like that.
And then I remember you invited me to your house.
I've said this story, but Brad emceed my second ever gig.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've told Brad this.
Yeah.
He wasn't very nice to me.
What happened?
I was actually under orders.
What happened?
You were not, Brad.
I was told. Trevor told me to do it.
Brad came out while I was on. Did you get me off stage?
Trevor sent me out to get you because we kept knocking on the back of the stage scenery and kicking it and coughing and going, Dave, and you wouldn't stop.
I tried to wind you up.
Trevor goes, you have to go out and get him. And I'm going, oh, well, that's I'm thinking to myself at the time, because you weren't going very well. And at the time, thinking to myself, well, this isn't going to bite me on the arse, is it? Only to have you every now and then mention it to me. And you said I said something as well.
I said, what happened,
No,
Hughesy?
he said, look, it was my first. It was Dave Grant, who we all love.
He passed away. Yes.
Great man,
Comic.
Dave Grant, great comedian. He'd organised this gig because he'd seen me in Perth, and he'd seen me do really well in Perth. And so he's like, put him on Tuesday night at the Esplanade, which was the pro night.
That was the pro night, yes.
So he'd said to Trevor Hoare, the guy who ran the comedy at Esplanade, he must have said, put this guy on, he's really funny. Or he must have said I was good. And so I went on the pro night with Brad emceeing, and I was very nervous, and I didn't do very well. No doubt about that. But Brad came and got me, because I was very stubborn. But I probably thought I was ruining I was very paranoid back then, and every time a gig didn't do well, I would think, well, my career's over.
That's it.
And so I'd gone from headlining in Perth, headlining in Perth, to dying in Melbourne and feeling terrible about myself. And so when Brad walked back out, I actually can't remember you walking me off stage, Brad. I can't remember that.
I came out, I put my arm around you and said, it's over, mate. That's what I remember.
Well, I can't remember. That's a tip. Anyway.
It's over.
I think I stayed out there.
Well, I can't remember it being that dramatic, to be honest, but I do. One thing I remember Brad said when I walked off was to the audience was, what was wrong with that guy?
Oh, okay, like you're special.
Well, like, it was just not necessary.
No.
But if you think about it, I might have been asking the audience, like, what was wrong with that guy?
Yeah, like, why didn't you laugh? Well, he was good.
He was fine.
It didn't feel that way.
Oh, well, you don't even remember it. I was so reluctant to go out there. I said to Trevor, I can't do that. And he made me do it.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I just think as an MC, if someone does badly, you just fucking don't mention it. Just go, give it up, Dave Hughes, give it up, Brad Oakes, and then you move on. So that what was wrong with that guy is the sentence that I've never forgotten.
Wow. Oh.
Well, I'm not. I'm just. I mean, we've had this discussion.
What is wrong with you?
Well, on the night, I was so nervous that I put too much importance on it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was what was wrong with me.
Bob Franklin has one of the best lines when if someone's been on and they've been very rude, like vulgar, he used to say, "She sounded so nice on the phone." That's what he used to say. Yeah. He sounded so nice on the phone.
Well, I couldn't say that because it's Bob's.
I know. Well, I remember Tim Smith after a guy who came on with a box on his head. Remember, again, I think he's passed away. He came on with a wooden box on his... Steve Holly. And then he opened the cupboard and did his spot from...
He was in his secret wardrobe.
That's right. And then Tim Smith came on and he said, who used to be a great MC and comic, he said, sometimes comedy can be great and sometimes it can be that. And that got a good response.
I think you've got to be very careful.
You've got to be careful.
And I feel as an MC, you should always be on the side of the comedian.
Yeah.
And I feel you should never take the side of the audience against another comedian, especially if they've struggled, because they're obviously already feeling bad about themselves.
I agree with you, and I can only put it down to being worked over by... Like, I was annoyed that you couldn't get off, because we've been trying to get you off for some time, and I wouldn't normally do it. And what I'm really concerned about is how I fucked your career up.
Yes. It's held you back.
I didn't get to go on the pro night for at least probably 3 months or maybe 6 months. I pushed back to Sunday for another 6 months.
But Sunday ended up being better anyway, remember?
I know, but it was the pro night. You had to get invited to the pro night.
The pro night, I know.
I didn't get to go on the pro night if his girlfriend did all our biorhythms and decided... she did everyone's charts.
This is the promoter, yeah.
And if your charts weren't any good, you didn't get a gig.
Yeah, he was into stuff.
Mate, I
apologise for the last time.
I did bring this up. Well, I did, but it was only because you say when did you first meet.
But, and then I remember you invited me to your flat.
When you first came to Melbourne, well, Brad was there.
Well, it was my second ever gig in Melbourne.
Yeah, it can be hard. It can be hard if something like that happened. You remember all the deaths.
Top and jump for Melbourne.
And you invited me around to your flat and you wanted me to tell you just to talk about how to succeed in comedy.
Did I?
Yeah. And you live with other comedians.
I did, yes.
And then you had signs on your wall like you're a winner and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was very.
You had motivational stuff.
You're very zen.
Oh, but I was also very into the mind. You choose your own reality. That was my big.
Well, I think it worked.
It did work, but you were living with a few comics that were choosing their own reality via a bong by memory. So.
But I'd also, yes, I had stopped smoking bong, so I've been sober for 25 years.
Yeah, but ever since I've known you, you've been very good business minded. Actually, very.
Oh man, I'll say yes to every ad going, basically. But
yeah, but apart from that, you've always got good advice on that kind of stuff.
But
I reckon.
You've got an economics background.
Well, I mean, I failed. You know what I did do? Interestingly, we were driving down to my hometown of Warrnambool yesterday. No, we were driving to Geelong yesterday, which is on the way to Warrnambool. Yeah. And we went past Werribee, and I had a thought of I started an information technology course in 1989 at Swinburne University.
Oh yeah.
And a guy in that course lived in Werribee, and I had that thought, and then I thought to myself, a guy in Warrnambool also did the course. His name was Craig Hinkley in 1989. IT in 89, that was the start of the internet.
Yeah.
And I thought, wonder what he's up to. So we Googled Craig Hinkley, and he's the CEO of a major tech company in America.
What? Wow, that's amazing.
And you can only imagine what money people in tech are on.
Yeah.
All the money is in tech.
Yeah, that's right.
But his photos up on the wall there too, at the institute.
Well, it should be.
Oh, it should be, yeah.
I was at that course for 6 weeks and back in 1989.
Yeah, and what's the joke you used to do about it? You'd say...
Well, I ran into him a couple of years later after I dropped out, and he was already on $100,000 a year or $150,000 a year. It was in 1993 maybe, or 92. And I said, well, I'm getting rent assistance, so I'm doing well as well.
Yeah. You're on about the same money now.
Well, who knows? But mate, I tell you what, there's so much money in tech. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking unbelievable.
I know.
Yeah, you got to try and think of an app, but then again, it's having an idea, then it's making it happen as well. There's a whole
Exactly.
there's a whole skill set to making something happen.
Well, there's an industry of people who will hype your app, get out and hustle your app for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know,
Oh, like taste makers, like a trendsetters kind of thing.
No, like agents.
Oh.
Like, you know.
So if I come up with a good idea, didn't Kate Langbrook come up with an app?
She came up with an app where you double call, where you she called it, where you ring someone and it automatically goes through to voicemail.
Yeah, so when you don't want to speak to someone, you just want to get their voicemail.
Yes, you know,
that makes that happen.
Yes, because
That's amazing.
Well, I thought of the internet in 1975.
Yeah, of course you did.
Well, I should have told some people.
Well, I mean,
So has Kate made money out of this?
no, it's very hard. It's like you know what it's like. It's like you watch a video online and it's had 15 million hits and it's a cat doing something, and you're like, why the fuck is that cat got all those views when my cat's much more entertaining? And I've put a video on and no one's watched it.
Yeah.
Like,
It's an agent.
But some cats just fucking take off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it's true.
know why.
That's true.
But
Really?
same with comedians.
Same with comedians.
It
You
is.
took off. You're a cat that took off. Mine and Brad's videos, we're not getting views, are we, Brad?
And my cat was on IMT.
Our cats were on big on Hey Hey. As I did a festival last year, like a young people's music festival, and I heard the Brody say to the stage manager, who's on after the band? He goes, Dave O'Neill, and he goes, is he like a folk singer? And then the guy goes, no, he's one of those 90s comics, I think. like I'm Pearl Jam.
It's one of those 90s
He's one of those 90s comics.
How old was the guy who said that?
Oh, they were young. You're 25.
I know. I feel it when I walk out on stage. People go, he's a bit of a comedy legend. You know, I think, like some kind of mythology. You know?
Yeah. Well, veteran. You get veteran now too.
But one of those 90s comics isn't bad.
That's funny.
There's sort of something cool about that. You know, it's almost hipster cool again, you know?
Well, that
It'd be
happened.
cool if you're an 80s comic, that'd be even cooler.
Oh, I wish I started.
If you're a 70s comic. Is there any 70s comics in Australia?
Rodney Rood.
Yeah.
Was he 70s?
Yeah, he was 70s.
Slim
Yeah.
Little.
Rodney Rood still sells a lot of tickets.
I know.
So you could fucking put Rodney Rood on that venue tonight and you would have sold out fucking 10 times.
He would have sold
All the
out.
Riddles, that was the 70s, weren't they?
Yeah, but who's actually still doing comedy, like from the 70s? There's not many. There's not many left.
Well, was there a stand-up comedy scene? Was a comedy store in Melbourne? When did that start?
No, the comedy club.
Oh, Rod
Last
Quantock.
Laugh. That was Rod Quantock's from the 70s. He was definitely around the 70s.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely around the
Just him,
70s.
wasn't
Yeah, well,
it? And the trapeze artists.
yeah, there was they were more sort of cabaret back then.
Where did you two meet? Have you done this? Have you done Brad?
Yeah, I've done Brad, but I
No.
can't. I don't know if we went through where we met, Brad.
Now,
I reckon I met you on La Joke.
so speed dating, wasn't it? It might have been like joke.
Could have been the Bot, the Botanical,
Well,
on a Monday night.
Well, I started, my first gig was La Joke.
You started in the 80s, though, didn't you? 89? Yeah. Oh.
I'm an 80s comic.
Mate, I was at Swinburne University. Where'd you live? You were in Camberwell, were you? Or where were you?
Yeah.
Mate, I was
just
around the
moved back
corner.
from Sydney in 88.
No, you could have met. You could have met.
Well, I know, because I used to drink at the Governor Hotham.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a big uni pub. Big university
I was
pub.
so freaked out by Melbourne when I first came to Melbourne. Absolutely. Could not handle
The traffic or just
a
the
fucking
size?
trams, just people. So many people. When you grow up in a country town,
Not knowing everybody.
not knowing anyone, and you're just like...
Yeah, is it lonely? Where'd you first live?
I was going to doing this Swinburne University. We lived in a nurses' quarters actually.
Oh, hello.
So it was like the Royal Women's Hospital.
Really?
Yeah, Brooks Gillespie House. It was a nurses'
What?
quarters, and they would put students up in there.
Yeah. Yeah, was that good fun or?
Oh mate, I was just I couldn't handle it. I was too shy. I was too.
Were you
Yeah.
drinking then?
Yeah, I was, and I was a bad drinker, and I wasn't.
I seem to remember beer being free back then.
It was a lot cheaper.
Were you a beer drinker?
I was a beer drinker, yeah.
spirits ever? Or
Oh yeah, but you start drinking spirits and then you wake up and think what happened in the last 15
what happened?
hours.
So what was that, Swinny? Was that a tram and a train then?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I think it was a tram down Swanston Street and then a train out
to Glen Ferry.
Train and Glen Ferry.
Why did you stop drinking and all that? Did you just stop? Like one day?
I stopped in 1992 after just 5 years of adolescent drinking and young adult drinking, and always feeling bad about myself because I'd always get too drunk and be an idiot and always black out, and thought that I was a loser and that I wasn't going to achieve anything because I was desperately ambitious.
Right, you wanted to be an AFL player, didn't you?
No, I just wanted to be. I wanted to be a hero.
Yeah, you want to be famous.
Some sort.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, right. And so, did you just stop like that? Like just one day, just stop?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything?
Nothing. I stopped smoking bongs about 3 months before I stopped drinking.
Yeah, right. And you were in Perth at this stage?
No, I was in. I've never done a comedy gig without being completely sober.
Yeah,
I've been completely sober since before I started comedy.
Wow.
Well, that could have turned out differently then.
Yeah.
Well, you always wonder. You wonder whether I would have ever started. I mean, who knows? But
yeah, it is hard to get up and do anything like the bomb.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get your mind straight. It's hard to. I was paranoid enough sober.
Yeah, right.
Like, marijuana can make you so paranoid.
I know comedians go on stage stoned. I just think to myself, all I can do is open biscuits.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. How do they get their mind straight? How do they not be so paranoid?
Yeah. Why isn't that person laughing?
Exactly.
And because you're a very interesting case study as a comic, because you've been the classic. You did a lot of gigs before you got famous, basically. So you weren't the you were like a slow build, but then when it happened, it sort of happened, didn't it?
You're ready.
It was sort of like when you started to get popular. It was Triple R.
You helped me, absolutely.
Yeah, it's Triple R.
Triple R, and
because you used to ring in on a Friday when I did the breakfast show with Kate and Hatsis.
I'd already been on a Hey Out Saturday, and I'd done well on that, but that didn't register really, which was annoying.
That got you going, wasn't it?
No. The really thing that got me going was.
And you did a good gala spot.
The gala spot was the gala spot combined. I'd been on Triple R, and so regularity helps. When you're on something regularly, people get
used to you.
People still talk to me about Triple R.
Yeah, that's hilarious, isn't it?
It's like that was 1999.
Yeah, we used to ring you up
on once a week.
Yeah, and you're on a Friday, and you'd often be in bed. You'd be lying in bed sometimes.
Yeah.
And what about the Latana?
Latan.
Well, that helped, absolutely. Latan ad wasn't much after that, actually.
Yeah. You kept popping up on the TV.
Your brain. Yeah, you're right. But the gala spot for me was the thing.
Yeah, because that was during a comedy festival. Then your audiences just grew, didn't it?
Overnight. And I think that happens for people. But now I can do a good gala spot now, and no one gives a flying fuck.
Yeah.
Seriously, you wouldn't sell one extra ticket, even though you could feel like you've smashed the gala. You don't sell one extra ticket. Like people already know you, and it's like they're like,
oh yeah, he's good, isn't he? Yeah.
Or whatever.
If I'd done the gala, I might not be sitting in the back here.
But you can still do the gala. You can do a great gala spot.
No one cares.
No, they would care though. They'd go, fuck, who's this guy?
Yeah, true.
Who's the guy with the oxygen bottle?
He's a veteran. He's a legend.
He's one of those 80s comics.
I love 80s comics.
Yeah.
I love them. One of the 90s comics.
Listen to the way he speaks so well.
Wow.
A bit crass, though.
A bit crass.
Always flourished.
Well, you're listening to The Debrief. We'll have a break with Dave Hughes and Brad Oakes in the back making comments. Hey, this episode of The Debrief is brought to you by Sheba. It's a great rideshare app where all the drivers are women. That's right, every single driver is a woman. So set up your account by downloading the Apple or Android app, and multiple users can use the one account. Enjoy the one account. And also, this is a great idea for dads like myself. You can set up an account for your daughters. Corporate accounts are available too. Sheba also takes booking. It's female-only driving service. And Homey. They're a Melbourne-based social enterprise creating pathways out of homelessness. Do you know at the moment there's about 100,000 Australians that live without a permanent address, and of those, 20,000 people sleep on the streets or in a makeshift shelter. Why not change this? Come on. Go to www.homey.com.au. Okay, back to the program. Yes, you're back on the debrief, driving home from One Faggy with Dave Hughes and Brad Oakes is in the back. Special comments. Talking about Hughesy's glorious career, his life, his life in general. You got a new show starting very soon. Well, it's probably on by the time this comes out. It'll be on.
Yeah,
would have been a rating success.
Well, let's hope so.
Hughes, you have a problem.
I had a good feeling about it.
You got a good feeling? Well, the ads have been good.
The ads have been good. It's already got some good reviews and newspaper.
That's all you need.
You just need enough people to watch that it doesn't feel embarrassing, basically.
Yeah. What rating would you be happy with? What figure?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm really not expecting that much, to be honest.
But you want it in the top 20.
Yeah. You'd want that. But
you want that.
You'd want that. But
well, let's all pick a number and then.
Oh, no, I'm not uncomfortable with that. I'm uncomfortable.
We're not going to pick Gamble.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a good show. Hughes, you have a problem.
No, it's been promoted well, and it's already got it. I mean, a lot of people have talked to me about it, so that's good. It's had good reviews, which have already been printed in newspapers. So
yeah,
I mean, there's some fair bit of winning going on already. I think it's anyway. But
it's going to be a hit.
Well, let's hope it goes okay.
Yeah. But it does play to your strengths because it is all about what's called about problems, about the minutiae of life, basically. Well, you talk about your stand-up a lot anyway.
Well, it's the simple things that I love dealing with, basically. So, and everyone has the same. Everyone in life pretty much has the same issues. I mean,
yeah.
So if I sent in, like, if it goes to the second season, and I could send something in and just said, look, a mate of mine hasn't been up here on the gala.
No, a mate of mine hasn't forgiven me for 25 years ago when I had to walk him off.
I think he's forgiven me almost.
That'll work.
Definitely forgiven, yeah. But you know what, Brad, I'd love you to get involved, absolutely.
Yeah, get involved.
No, I just want to get on the gala.
Well, I'd say, it's what would the problem be? It's like I'm really good at what I do, but I
keep pissing people off.
No. Well, there you go. How do I stop pissing people off?
Yeah, how do I do that?
Who did I piss off and what did I do?
Yeah. How do I get back on the cruise ships?
Take it case by case. Now, I've got some debrief questions I ask everyone, Hughesy.
Yeah.
You ready? What went well tonight and why?
Well, the whole gig went well. What I enjoyed was the start of the gig where I talked about the fact that tennis players had given up because they had blisters.
Oh, yeah, that went very well, didn't it?
So the Australian Open was on at the moment. And
so was that a brand new bit you did?
Yeah, well, I actually did it last night at a corporate gig. I opened with it last night at a corporate gig.
God, you've got guts.
Yeah, thank you. But so I opened it with because last night it just happened where. So what's his name? Chung, South Korean guy, had given up against Roger Federer and blamed a blister on his foot.
Yeah, but the plot thickens because apparently he had a blister under it.
Really?
A blister under the blister.
Jeez.
I was watching it when I was talking about it today, and this was Channel 7 Sunrise team trying to actually, a weekend Sunrise, trying to actually justify it. Go, you realise that blister is on top of another blister, which is on top of another blister, and I thought like those Russian dolls.
Yeah, babushkas.
You know, you get rid of one blister. Oh my God, there's another one. They keep going.
I swear to God, on the news.com, the clickbait is out of control. They said, here's a photo of the injury, but they advised the viewer, they said... Discretion. This is a disturbing photo. It was a fucking blister on a foot, and it wasn't even that big.
And it was more salve than blister.
Mate, the photo was taken to make it appear bigger. He actually took the photo of his own blister to make it look worse, and you can see in relation to the toes, it wasn't a big blister.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
Do you often start with new material?
I like to start with new material because it makes, especially if it's current, if
it's current, yeah.
But also it energizes you. So I'm much, and you know what? The fact is, my memory. I shouldn't say I've got a bad memory, but if I say I'm going to do it later in the set,
you might forget.
I'll forget it.
Yeah.
But if I do it first, I won't forget it.
Do you do it straight away, or do you do a couple of things and then do it, or you just straight into it?
Often straight away.
Yeah,
that would scare the pants off me.
Yeah, but it's not such.
I don't, you know, I've got no signposts in it.
Well, but you know, that's trusting yourself, as in you're going to be funny anyway.
Yeah, you 80s comics are like that. You know what I mean? That's 90s comics.
Oh, sorry, I nodded off it.
That's 90s comics. We're a bit more experimental.
Did you know, it was the Joker, wasn't it, who came out and said, we need more money. Do they pay the ball kids?
Ah, the ball kids?
Yeah.
Do the tennis players pay the ball kids?
No,
The ball kids are volunteers, aren't they? The ball
There's
boys?
a lot of volunteers at the Australian Open.
And the drivers are volunteers.
Yeah, they are.
I was meant to do a celebrity match at the Australian Open, which they cancelled at the last minute.
Who against?
Well, Sam Frost from The Bachelor was meant to be honest. I don't know. It wasn't Will Smith. They wouldn't have cancelled Will Smith. They wouldn't have cancelled Will Ferrell.
I played one of the Woodies in a charity thing.
And I played one of the Woodies.
Yeah, and I said you hit like a girl, and he hit the ball so hard at me, it nearly broke my wrist.
Yeah, but because it was at Todd Woodbridge.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but Todd Woodbridge is, you shouldn't say
real.
that.
No, he went crazy on me.
Well, so he should have, mate. And he's been copying that his whole career. So
Well, I didn't know that. I don't know sport. Anyway, go on.
it's a really offensive thing to say.
Yeah.
Then when Dave went inside, he had changed. Todd said, what was wrong with that guy?
Yeah. What's wrong? So what? Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. What else? Hang on. The other
Good
question.
callback, good callback.
What didn't go well and why?
Oh, God, what didn't go well? Actually, the recognition for the block house wasn't as... It's like people have already forgotten I bought that house in the block. And it's like, and when I first, seriously, because it was such... Brad, I know you didn't hear about it, but it resonated so much that I could just mention it.
People go crazy.
And people went nuts. You might have been at sea.
Well, that does happen. I've been away for 16 days.
No, absolutely. I'm not at all blaming you for not knowing. That's nothing, but...
It wasn't like a series in the Herald Sun. It was just like a 2-day...
Yeah, but it resonated for quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
But it's, but yeah, so that's something. And also, when I used Maui as a town to mock...
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's quite close to Maui.
I was paranoid. And part of it, I think, when things go bad, I reckon often it's your own paranoia that makes it go bad.
Yeah, because Maui's quite far from Montague.
But I was also paranoid that maybe Maui is seen as being higher class than Wonthaggi.
No,
I don't. Is Maui?
Wouldn't think so.
I don't think so.
No, Wonthaggi's doing better than Maui.
But Maui, I reckon, used to work better as a punchline.
Yeah,
and it doesn't work as well for me.
Well, I think
they have kept their head down, haven't they?
Yeah, I think Maui's been overdone a bit too, maybe.
I think Maui's. Is Maui a nice town? Is Maui possibly a nice town?
Possibly, yeah.
Well, how old would Jaden be?
Yeah, all the issues in Maui were like 10 years ago.
But it wasn't just the fact that a kid got killed in Maui. It was. Maui was a punchline before that one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And there was a lot of unemployment.
I was the easiest joke in what's relevant.
Yeah. You always think.
That's why. But I just don't think Maui's got the. I wasn't confident. I was trying to think of another town because I hadn't thought of the joke. It's an old joke, but it sort of popped in my head, and I couldn't think of another town to mock.
Yeah.
You know what? Well, I would have steered clear of it simply because, to me, we're in South Gippsland.
Yeah.
And that's not South Gippsland. The South Gippsland means the coast to me.
Yeah.
So it's too far away.
Yeah.
But it's still...
There's no nexus between the two.
Yeah, well, I mean, I should have researched that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Leongatha, maybe. Because that's... I mentioned Leongatha, but that's the nearest bigger town, which they sort of hang... They have a bit of rivalry.
There's a rivalry. Yeah, you're probably better off going with Leongatha.
Well, what's the name of the place just when you go to the island? Just before you go
Cows. Oh, San Remo.
San Remo.
San Remo.
Well, Western Port's a shit on,
Yeah.
Well, sorry if you're listening.
Sorry, Western Port. Western Port's got some beautiful beaches.
Yeah, but
ashore?
You've done those kicks there.
Yeah. Oh, man. I had a Western Port Hotel, Feral. Wow. Oh, man. Whew.
Quite scary.
Were there any organisational hazards that got in the way?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Well, I moved the tables forward.
Yes, that's true, you did.
That was my decision.
Which is a good decision.
Really?
Oh, the sound was feedback.
We were worried with your sound.
Well, yeah, I set it up and then...
It was very tinny in your opening.
Oh, yeah, it was feeding
I
back.
felt that you were a bit paranoid about the tinniness. Do you think that you were paranoid about the tinniness or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
we
then,
were discussing that backstage. I'm going, the tinniness that's really tinny. I think he's worried about it.
no, I was worried about it. I was pulling.
I was worried about my start because I had some fat guy pulling focus on me trying to fix the sound.
Yeah, that was me.
I know. You're not fat.
I am fat. I know.
You wouldn't know fat.
I am fat. Just because you're fat doesn't mean I'm not. I can't be fat either.
When you guys are on doing a show together,
Yeah.
do you? I know, Dave, you've got some overweight jokes, and I do too. But I've lost too much weight to be able.
You're not fat anymore.
I can't go there at all.
No.
Never been there.
No, I've never been there. I understand that, but I have. My children do mock my weight, or they've mocked my.
Yeah,
stomach.
you've been tubby in the past.
They punish.
Well, no, they're very disrespectful, actually.
Yeah.
But
Kids.
but if you two are on together, are you mindful? I mean, say we've
He
both
doesn't
got.
give a shit.
No, I don't care.
So you'll do fat jokes.
Oh
when Brad's
yeah,
on.
of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Do you ever reference the fact that he's done fat jokes, Brad?
So look at it. Once or twice, I might have said something like, I can't believe he's doing fat jokes because he's tall for a start. Anybody over 6 foot, they're not fat. You got to be winched out of your house
Oh
if you're
yeah.
over 6 foot because you don't look fat on stage. But,
Yeah.
If you're under 5'8" and I'm 5'7", then
Yeah,
I'm a,
So that's funny. So that's good.
I still.
But that's good material for you
Yeah.
to use, though. That's a fodder. That's good fodder. And I hadn't thought. I hadn't. You know what? In my whole life, I've never thought about this. What you've just said about people over 6 foot, and that's a really interesting.
Brad's got a theory about
That's
that.
interesting. I've never thought
About
about
6 footers being good at comedy because they can command a room.
it's an instant where we can't. It's in our DNA to respect people who are taller than us.
Yeah, and so often when I work without a stage, Brad goes, "Oh, you'll be fine. You're a 6 footer."
Yeah, and I just feel like Piggy in Lord of the Flies.
Come on, guys. It's all right. It's good.
Gonna wait for the grown-ups.
Well, I often get on the height.
People think you're short.
People go, you're taller than I thought. It happened again tonight. Some bloke said, you're taller than I thought you were.
People say I'm shorter than I.
Really?
Isn't that uncanny?
That's interesting. But I think I'd be better. I mean, I'm happy to be taller than they thought, but I'd prefer they already thought I was tall.
But I stand right at the front of the stage. I rarely, I got the mic stand and then the front of the stage. Because I've always had the feeling that if you stand back on stage, you're sending a subliminal message.
I'm right on it. I like.
Yeah, I like getting right up there.
I'm close to the front of the stage as I can be. Almost falling. Almost. Yeah, I definitely don't.
Yeah.
I don't like to be back on the stage.
No.
The first time anybody ever said it to me was at the Joe. So we're talking 1990, maybe 91. And they just said afterwards, I was talking to them at the bar, and they said, "You're a lot taller than I thought." And my instant reaction was, I'm standing on a stage. And they said, "No, it's just something about how you act when you're up there."
Okay.
And what it is
So hang on, did you say shorter or taller?
said I'm shorter when I'm on
right.
stage. What it is, I suppose, is that I don't get to look down on a lot of people. But Dave's seen the top of my head. I've never seen the top of his head.
Yeah.
Even
You don't want to see it.
Even when we're spoons.
What's my last question? How can we do better next time?
Look, we could probably, book the gig
Earlier.
A bit earlier. It was 3
Still
week,
a good turnout though.
3 week lead-in time. I've had a hell of a lot of fun. It's always good travelling with you, Dave, and Brad, and there's a lot of comedians who wouldn't want to hear what we said off.
Sure, a few people got slagged off. Whatever, that's gossip. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. What goes around comes around. Let's be honest.
Oh, I'm happy if people are talking about me though.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I like hearing people talk about me.
I know. I just like knowing who's got the voodoo doll of me.
So, I don't know. Now we can play a song. I drop a song at the end. What song should we play? What music do you like?
I think because it's Australia Day weekend, and I'm so paranoid about even mentioning Australia Day weekend now that I feel like
It's Invasion Day, man.
Can we play? Men at Work. Let's play.
No.
Can't do Men at Work.
No, I know. Which song though? Not Down Under.
No.
No, good. What?
Can we do Overkill? Or
I
not?
love
Oh, what a great
Overkill.
song.
I love Overkill.
So we can do Overkill. can't
Of course we can.
All right, let's do Overkill.
I love Overkill.
Brilliant.
It's the greatest song.
Yeah.
One of the great
Yeah,
songs
absolutely.
ever.
Let's do that. And I remember the doco that Colin Hay did recently, or maybe a year ago.
Yeah.
And I remember the story where he said he turned up to the to do a gig in
South America?
no, Western Australia, up what's that, halfway up West Australia?
Karratha,
No,
Geraldton,
Geraldton.
no, further up.
Broome.
Port
Broome.
Hedland. Broome.
Turned up to the Broome Hotel in Broome to do a gig. Colin Hay,
Diamond
don't know which one. Colin Hay, lead singer of Men at Work, world famous band, and there was not one person turned up. And the guy, he told this story in the doco. Not one person turned up to the gig, and the pub owner said, "Must be the weather."
Yeah.
And Colin tells the story. Says it's Broome. The weather's always the same.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So anyway, that's
He's a great guy. He came to my comedy gig that I run when I was at the Grandview Hotel, and to see Bob Franklin, and he said to me, "Do you want a hand with the PA?" And so he helped.
How's that?
That very PA that we're using tonight, he helped adjust the level.
No, I mean Colin Hay, the lead singer of Men at Work.
I know, and the guy behind the bar goes, "I can't believe the bloke from Mental or anything is over there helping your PA."
I reckon he probably meant, do you want to have with PA? Like, do you want me to adjust it for you? Because you're so shit at it.
Yeah, well, it was. He helped me. He was good.